are listening to the 10 Radio with Mia. 23 years in the game, still shifting gears, still dropping gems, and still gorgeous truck hers strong. Let's roll.
This show is not suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
What the f?
Okay, so listen, y'all. So real quick, I had to come and tap in as quick as I could because I really wanted to talk about this topic, which is crazy to me. But I really want you guys' thoughts and opinions about it. So yeah, so if you guys have been following the news, then you know that. Pretty much Trump just pretty much put the pen to the paper on this massive change to the federal law. So I was like, you know what? I want to get online. I want to talk about it and get you guys' thoughts and opinions about it. So please make sure you tap in. Give me your thoughts and your comments. However, before we get to it, please make sure that you like, follow, and share. I put everything down there, as you can see, strolling at the bottom. Subscribe to us on YouTube, 10-4 Radio, the Yard Talk Podcast. We're also on TikTok and Instagram at gorgeoustruckHers.com. So for those that don't know me, my name is Mia. I am your host, 23-year transportation professional, a safety coach, a state examiner, and the founder of Gorgeous TruckHers. So thank you guys so much for joining 10-4 Radio and tuning in. So listen, like I said, we have some major changes coming out of DC. So pretty much this is going to have every driver talking from Tampa to Tacoma at the fuel island, or as this show in the yard, right? So President Trump, like I said, if you haven't been following it, President Trump just signed a massive federal law where we're talking about the rescheduling of marijuana, right? So hold up. Listen, before you start thinking it's a green light, okay? And it's not what you think it means. So calm down, relax. All right. So listen, I want to break this down because I really, yeah, I know I'm a big advocate of making sure you guys protect your CDL and you don't put your career on the line. So I really want to dive into this and again, get you guys' thoughts and opinions about this whole thing. And before you guys start just going off of what you see and then messing up your CDL. And that's just not what we want. So I want to protect that. So yeah. So we're gonna get into it. All right. So please stay tuned. We about to run into it. All right. All right. Let's okay, y'all. So of course, as you can see, I've named this show High Stakes in Heavy Metal, right? Trump's new weed rule versus your CDL. So let's talk about it. All right. So here's the deal. If you haven't been paying attention, Trump signed an executive order moving marijuana from Schedule 1 or classified from Schedule 1, which it used to sit where like heroin was at, right? That was a Schedule 1 drug, right? Now he's moved it to Schedule 3, which is where you would find something like Tylenol with codeine, right? So those two are totally different. So this is the topic. This is what we're talking about, and I want to talk about what this could mean to your CDL and your career. So now y'all know Trump being Trump, he didn't hold back, right? So when he signed this, which he did this on December 18th, you know, he said, I promise to be the president of common sense, and this is hold on, what did he say? And this is exactly what we are doing. We have people begging for me to do this. Listen, I'm not good at impersonating. This is just me impersonating people who are in great pain, suffering from extreme pain, incurable diseases, and more, right? So listen, he's calling it a move for common sense and medical research. And look, okay, I don't want to take away from the fact that there are some people that need this. If someone is battling a serious illness, they need relief. Okay, I totally understand. However, as a compliance person and your safety coach, I have to ask this question, right? Is common sense in the doctor's office the same as common sense in a driver's seat of 80,000 pounds? That's, to me, that's where I'm at with this. Those two are two totally different things. And I just don't think those two things should be something that is, I don't think this should be universal all the way across the board. So listen, I know I'm gonna get some backlash about this, right? I know that people disagree with me because, of course I see it in the groups and I pay attention and I'm like, you see all these different people talking about, you know, pretty much how they smoke already and how they can't wait to be able to smoke. And it kind of is interesting and not in a good way. It's the fact that people think that it's safe to drive these heavy pieces of equipment and be under the influence of a drug. It's like it's mind blowing to me that that's even a thought. But again, these are just my opinions and these are just my thoughts. You know, my opinion ain't law. It don't make it right or wrong. I'm giving my thoughts and opinions and my professional opinion about it because I've been doing it for a long time. And so, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion, which is why I wanted to go live and talk about it and get everybody else's perspective on how they look at this. Do you feel like this is a good thing? Do you feel like this is something that is needed? Do you feel like, you know, as Trump said, it's a common sense thing? I mean, what do you think about that? So I'm gonna play you. Before I continue, I want to show you what he said, and I'm going to play that now. So let me bring that up. So yeah,
happening right now, the president is signing that executive order to reclassify marijuana as a less regulated Schedule 3 drug from a Schedule 1. Let's listen in for a moment.
And that is exactly what we're doing. This is really something having to do with common sense. And it's something having to do with the fact that so many people that I respect
okay. I think I'm having
people that
technical
are having
difficulties
problems.
because I don't know
big
if you guys
problems.
can hear
They're
that or
having
not.
big problems with illness, with cancer in particular. I now want to ask Dr. Oz to say a few words,
I don't know if you
followed
guys
by
can hear
Dr.
that.
Braun, Dr. Casseret,
So
Dan Wiley, and
yeah, I don't know. I don't
Dr.
know why that's like
Valka.
that. I'm gonna go back to that. But but anyway, yeah, it's just an interesting thing that we're doing, and I can say I don't necessarily agree with it, and I want you guys to tap in. Let me know what you think about this new law. Do you think it's a good thing, or do you think it's going to be a safety concern? It's going to be a safety risk. Please tap in. Let me know what you think. What you think? Let me know. I still have a few people that joined, but I really want somebody to tap in and give me your thoughts about it. So I was trying to look for the actual. I don't know why my sound isn't playing on there, but it's interesting. Oh, it's playing there.
Check, check, check. 1, 2.
Yeah, I don't know if that's it or not, but okay.
Okay, happening right now, the president is signing that executive order to
If you
reclassify
guys can see
marijuana
this, if I
as a
have
less
anybody
regulated
on,
Schedule 3
tap
drug
in, let me
from
know.
a Schedule 1. Let's listen in for a
Common
moment.
sense, and that is exactly what we're doing. This is really something having to do with common sense. And it's something having to do with the fact that so many people that I respect ask me to, people that are having problems, big problems. They are having big problems with illness, with cancer in particular. I now want to ask Dr. Oz to say a few words, followed by Dr. Braun, Dr. Casseret, Dan Wiley, and Dr. Valka, and we'll sign the order.
Again, that's President Trump signing the order to officially reclassify marijuana. Our Brendan Gomez is standing by. He's not standing by. We just know that the signing happened. Let's put it that way. The stocks have been on the move for about a week now since this news first came out, and today it's now official. In the meantime, both.
Okay, so listen. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I think I just don't think that's a good idea. So let's get real for a second. So just because the feds are moving to make this a Schedule 3 doesn't mean you can just start rolling blunts in your sleeper berth, right? Like, and I'm gonna be 100. You know, this is 10 Yard Talk podcast. Y'all know I'm gonna keep it 100. It's no sugarcoat. This is uncensored. So, and again, I know I'm gonna get some unpopular opinions about it because for whatever reason, people think smoking and driving a truck is just the thing to do. I don't agree. And that's my opinion. And that's why I invite you guys on to give me your opinion. To me, it's crazy. To me, that's stupid. So let me go back. So the Department of Transportation hasn't changed its tune though, right? So currently, if it is in your system and still currently you are out of service, you cannot go to a job and get a job and drop dirty and get a job. At this point, you can't, right? So federal regulations are still trumping Trump. All right. So here's my unfiltered professional opinion. Drivers of heavy equipment and tractor trailers should be completely exempt from this particular law or rule. Again, this is just my my opinion. So I'm all for freedom. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for freedom. But when you are operating a commercial vehicle, you aren't just driving a car. You're operating a heavy piece of machinery that can literally flatten a minivan like a soda can. We don't need we don't need you high. And it's just crazy to me. I don't understand the logic behind that. So listen, real talk. So check this out. Can you imagine? You know what? I'm not even gonna go there. I ain't even gonna go there. It's just crazy. And again, I just wanted to get on and touch base and talk about it and have an open discussion about it and get everybody else's perspective. So here is the hill that I'm standing on with this. The first one is safety, right? So a Schedule 3 drug can actually still impair you, right? So even on the Tylenol bottle, it says do not operate heavy machinery. Er? I mean, 80,000 pounds is pretty heavy, I think, right? So, I mean, you just shouldn't be able to haul hazardous material with THC in your blood. Is that really like too much to be asking? I don't think so. In my opinion, it's not. So, my second hill that I'm standing on is let's talk about weight, right? Okay, you driving your little Honda Civic, that's one thing. But if you're driving a Class A vehicle, you are technically like you pretty much like a professional athlete of the road. Like you have to stay sharp, right? So I don't know, guys. I don't know. So I just believe that this particular law needs to safety needs to be carved out in this. All right. So yes, the new rule might be great for your great granny and her arthritis when it's got to rain, right? But to the American trucker or trucker, we need to stay in that zero tolerance lane. You know, we already have enough distractions with the four wheelers cutting us off, and you know, let's talk about adverse conditions, right? Fog, snow, rain, traffic, right? We don't need somebody that's high on cloud 10, you know, behind us, hauling ass. I don't know. I really, again, I just wanted to hop on and just talk about this because it's something that I really been wanting to talk about it since yesterday when it first happened, but I didn't have time to jump on. But I got off a bit early today, so I was like, you know what, I'm about to hop on and do this really quick. So yeah. So my point is, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. To my drivers that are currently on the road, please keep your eyes on the road and your urine clean. All right. Don't let these headlines fool you into flushing your CDL down the drain. All right. Protect your CDL, like I always say. Don't follow what the masses is doing. Run your own race. Do what you know is right. right? I mean, if getting high is that important, you need to find another profession. I was looking in one of the groups today, and I seen a person ask, hey, does mushrooms register on the drug test? What the if you gotta get high that bad, stay the fuck from behind the wheel. And I mean that so disrespectfully. I mean exactly what I said. Who and this is the thing. Everybody think it's fun and games until it affects your family, right? Until it affects you personally, it's a game. Until it's your mom or your sister or your daughter that's ran off the road by a tractor trailer because they was being unsafe or they was only on shrooms because it didn't register on the doesn't register on the drug thing. It's okay then, but then when it touches your family, now you're in an uproar. Why does it have to be that way? Why not be proactive? Do what you know is right. Don't again, if getting high is that important, go find something else to do. Find something else that you like to do besides driving 80,000 pounds. And again, I stand on that, and I mean it, and I don't take it back. So please protect your CDL. So this is about your money, your legacy, um, and the lives of everyone on the road. So yeah, Trump might be calling it common sense, but to me, the most common sense thing you can do is stay focused on the mission. That's it. That's my 2 cents. That's what I think. So please protect your CDL, guys. Don't just stay focused. Keep your eyes on the prize. You worked hard for your CDL. I mean, and if you haven't been doing drugs this long, what's so important about doing drugs and driving a truck? I don't know. Make certain things is just not meant for me to get, I guess. And I think this is one of those things. I mean, I don't understand the fascination of wanting to uh smoke or do drugs and then get behind the wheel of 18 wheel. Maybe somebody can help me understand, but I don't think you will because that's just yeah. It don't make sense to me. But anyway, I'm in this live. Y'all make sure to tap in. I'm gonna post a few questions in the comments that I really would like you guys' opinions on. Make sure you answer them. Give me your thoughts. Watch this. Tell me what you think. And I'm always open to other people's perspective. Again, this is just my thoughts and my opinions. Everybody's entitled to their own thoughts and opinions, and I would love to hear yours. So make sure you tap in. All right. I'm your host and the founder of Gorgeous TruckHers, Mia. And this has been 10-4 Radio, the Yard Talk. So make sure y'all stay gorgeous, stay safe, keep it between the lines, and make sure y'all tap in and subscribe and share this live with someone that you feel would like to see this. All right. Talk to you guys later. 10-4.